Lather, rinse, repeat. In the early days of mass-marketed commercial shampoos, the instructions on back were fairly simple. Lather, rinse, repeat. Today we consider that ridiculously redundant. Everybody knows how to wash their hair, right? Well, not necessarily. Yes, most people in America wash their hair every day, so the need to repeat is reduced to once a day, not several times in one shower. But most of us have no experience with the pre-indoor plumbing days when baths were weekly and haircuts infrequent. As a result, there was a much greater buildup of dirt and gunk in the hair that would need 2 or more washings to get clean. So the instructions were appropriate. Nowadays they're not, and most bottles no longer carry the same language. Humans, being, well, human, have turned the phrase into a saying or meme, usually referring to someone who makes the same mistake over and over. Lather, rinse, repeat. Morning Minutes in the Bible on An American Missionary first noted the phenomena 2 years ago when Samuel's sons repeated the same pattern of sin seen in the sons of his mentor, Eli. 1 Samuel 8, verses 1 through 3. It's a regular pattern throughout the history of God's people, with one generation turning to God, only to see their children and grandchildren fall away. Having finished studying the prophets Jonah, Amos, and Hosea, who were sent to Israel during the days of Jeroboam II, we're returning to 2 Kings 14 to look again at the underlying corruption that prompted God's judgment. Here we find the explanation of how Jeroboam II continued, lather, rinse, repeat, the pattern established nearly 200 years earlier by his namesake, Jeroboam I. He did evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. 2 Kings 14, verse 24. A version of this statement is made about nearly every king that ruled in the northern kingdom that had broken away from King David's grandson Rehoboam in 931 BC. Jeroboam was given 10 tribes by God and promised a permanent kingdom if he would obey God. He didn't. Almost immediately, he created competing temples and rituals for worshiping Jehovah, complete with golden calves, all of which was a rejection of God's will. Soon after his death, his family line was eliminated with the murder of his son, another lather, rinse, repeat pattern that plagued Israel. Here's the lesson for us. Jeroboam claimed to worship Jehovah, but did it his own way instead of God's. It was never accepted by God. Do we think we can escape the lather, rinse, repeat cycle if we claim to worship Jesus, but do it our way instead of his? Will he accept our corrupted worship any more favorably than Jeroboam's? Or will we hear, "You did not depart from the sins of your fathers too"? Thank you for watching Morning Minutes in the Bible on An American Missionary. Until next time, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.